Good morning, Shania Twain, Northeast Radio, and you got away. Well, Steve, good morning.
Good morning, Doreen. How you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent. Thank you.
We've got an in-studio guest.
We do, yeah, thanks. We've got with us from the Watertown Development Company, we have Angie Yahne with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. You're the director of...
Economic Development Project Management.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you put together and what we want to talk about today is you kind of headed up this Grow 57201, which is Watertown zip code if people don't know, housing conference, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is going to be a big deal because you've been working on, you've been working on housing summits, and people have been talking about TIFs and talking about like childcare and all sorts of different, I guess you'd say things we can do to improve our community, and housing is probably one of the biggest things that they can do. Maybe tell us a little bit about how why the Watertown Development Company is involved in it, and then we'll talk a little bit about the program.
Absolutely. Watertown isn't any different than any other town across the state. It seems like all of us are fighting the housing bug. Specifically, and I know nobody likes this word, but affordable / achievable, I think is the more correct term that we're rooting for at this point. But just achievable housing that, isn't out of this world expensive. So, I've been working with the city, county, there's a ton of us who have been meeting for well over 2 years now, coming up with specific plans for Watertown. We've created, a few different groups, separated out into multifamily housing, single family workforce, transitional, and several others that we've kind of separated out into different committees. And they're almost like task forces. They're going to identify what they need as far as data. And then we're going to be able to track, based on our goals, because we do have a specific set of goals that we want to hit to get our population to 25,000, within the next few years here. So our goals are lofty, but we do want to grow Watertown because we do want those retailers and everything else that comes with hitting that number. So, housing is just kind of the start, but we also recognize that, if we don't have the people to fill the housing, we need to get the people here as well. So then that kind of comes in, the development company comes in to that extent, where we need to start recruiting companies like manufacturers and things from out of state to our city so that we can bring those people here and fill those houses. So that's kind of just one piece of this housing program. The other side of it is education, right? A lot of people, there's been a lot of talk at the legislature regarding TIFs. I hear it around Watertown, and there's some negatives, there's some positives, but who actually has all of the information? So this is a great event because you can come, you can attend one or all of them. It's totally up to you. The only thing we ask is that you RSVP just so that we have a head count, because we are providing lunch, as we will have a keynote speaking through lunch. So, like I said, if you want to learn more about TIFs and just be more educated so you know what you're voting on, when things come to city council or when you see it at the legislature, this is just another great way to get informed. And then along those lines, we're also going to cover everything from different state programs available, like through SD Housing, Grow SD, and USDA. Everything from stuff that, developers can utilize, but even yourself. Some of these organizations have, like your first-time homebuyers programs and things of that nature that you can utilize if maybe you're a little more low income. So there are, different things that we're trying to get out, not only to the people that build the houses, but the people who are buying them as well. So.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I think a lot of times you think of, everyone's perspective is kind of, are they thinking of just the developer? Are they thinking of just the people buying the homes, or just the landlords or whatever, realtors, but really, especially from your perspective, you have to think of that, all of them, but also businesses and how they plug into that. So there's a lot that really comes together. So you have businesses that come to the meeting, and you want residents and everybody and anybody to come, really, right?
Yeah, and I mean, anyone that has anything to do with housing. For instance, I know there's a few companies in town that do like the modular homes and things like that. We would love for them to attend. There's even companies that you don't even think of that we've been talking to in town that do specific things that can be used for homes that just have not been utilized yet. Mm-hmm. But that could be, something we could add to the equation that could, make homes a little bit cheaper. We just need to have those conversations and see what they look like. But the more people we get to the table, the more conversations we can have, like the better solutions we can come up with. So,
yeah. And I mean, the best thing to do if you disagree with anything is to get educated. And I mean, you might learn something and maybe it changes your mind, or at least you can, better educate yourself for whatever reasons you need. But I like the housing projects and the community growth, but you also talk about like planning and the goals for the upcoming year. I think that gives then, a trajectory or a plan. It gives people an idea, okay, not only this is what we're working on now and we have been, but what we're focusing on.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of the goal is all of our groups that, have kind of separated out and been working on things. And this conference is just going to be almost like a report out to the community. This is what we worked on this last year. This is where we're at, and this is where we're going in the next year or so. And then on top of that, we also have a couple amazing keynote speakers. We've got Greg Lighton, I believe is how you say his last name. But he's the director of strategic housing for the Black Hills Area Community Foundation, and he's done some amazing work in his kind of short time he's been there. But he's increased the affordable housing projects from 15 million to 50 in the time he's been there. And he's either created or retained 645 affordable housing units, which translates to, 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, all of that. So he's done a lot of great work in the Black Hills, so I'm interested to see what he has to say. And then another fun one, we actually have Jacob Clark, who is a Watertown High School grad, and he lives in New York. He works for J.P. Morgan. He's going to be kind of our aspirational speaker. So I'm very excited to bring someone who is a Watertown High School grad to speak at this conference as well and give us some insight from, a little bit outside of South Dakota, if you will. So
yeah, I don't think you can get any more big city than that.
Yeah.
So that's right in the yelling and screaming, sell, or maybe. Yeah. So, well, if he's got a minute or two, maybe we can zero in on an interview or something too and get him on. That's really interesting to learn what that industry is like. So
yeah, I'm sure his parents are excited.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Wow. So we're talking February 12th. It'll be 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at the Watertown Event Center. You can go to your website to find the link and to register, because you want people to register because they get a lunch, right?
Yep. And actually, if you go to our website, wdcsd.com, it'll just pop up right in your face. You'll be able to take it away from there.
Okay, perfect. And then register. There's even a map there if you're not sure how to get there. Wow. Yeah. You did such a great job on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keynote speakers sound awesome. Doreen, did you have any questions?
No, I just want to remind people it's free.
It is free. And lunch is provided. Again, just register so we know how many lunches we need. But, we wanted to have a decent sized conference, but we recognize that sometimes, parents have to pick up their kids around 3:15, 3:20. So we wanted to cut out right around 3 o'clock in case people needed to get on with the rest of their day. So.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a perfect day. All right. Well, is there anything that we missed that you want to make sure that we get out there?
I don't think so. I think we covered just about all of it.
Awesome. And then on your website, you also have, you've got some free online courses every once in a while, webinars, things can go check those out. different varying dates on those. But you guys offer those a lot of times for free.
Yeah,
So-
you know, there's a broad swath of different online business classes. So, you know, if you're a business owner, I highly suggest you take advantage because you can do them from anywhere. And there's actually so many, it kind of blows my mind that they're free, you know, and definitely utilize those because education can't hurt.
Yeah, there's like AI stuff, there's financial stuff, there's
Government contracts, like,
Yeah.
you know, just stuff I wouldn't have even thought of. So,
and there are things that I've been doing this 5 months that I've ran into I never thought I'd have to really think about. So yeah, and you know, you can only search so much, and it's always not a good idea to just search either. You know, because you run into a rabbit hole, or they know how to market to you. You know, they
Yeah.
know that you're looking for answers, so you just go to people you trust.
yeah.
So
yeah.
like the Watertown Development Company.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Perfect. Well, Angie, Yahne, thank you for coming in and sharing this. It'll be February 12th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure you register for it. If you are a small business owner or you want to start one, check in with you guys. You got good connections. The Small Business Association, too. We had Dr. Melissa Meidinger in here. I think you guys sometimes
Yeah.
work with her sometimes, too. And it's like you're like a connection, like guru type,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, and I'm also working on a top secret project with the monastery right now that
Oh.
I'm pretty excited about. That has something to do with starting businesses and whatnot.
Oh,
so
my.
I'll
Okay.
let the imagination run with it. But
Okay. Oh, it sounds great to end with a nice little tease like that. Perfect. Okay, well, there you go, America. You've got it. We'll end with that. We thank Angie for coming in, and that'll do it today for Northeast Radio SD.